Good morning, faithful YouTubers. Thanks for tuning in again right here on Hook, Line, and Singer. I'm your host and resident singing fisherman, Bob Sellers. Today I'm going to do a little bass fishing. It is hot summertime. I got this hood on. I'll be wearing that a lot today. I've just been diagnosed with gallstones and H. pylori. I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but it's some type of blood a bacteria, and causes a lot of stomach issues. So I'm on a couple different antibiotics and all kind of stuff, and they cause sun sensitivity. So I'm gonna have to try to stay covered up today. I'm looking forward to getting that corrected. I'll be seeing a surgeon soon. But anyway, stink's getting old. Let's see what we can catch today. Well, as you'll see in the next few minutes of video, there is no audio. I used a new microphone, and I had the wrong cord plugged in. So I'm just talking away and giving y'all all kind of good information here. You'll have to take my word for it. Oh, there's a fish. There's a fish. I didn't have the camera on. But I got him in the boat. Little guy. Come here. Come here. There he is. There he is. Thanks for participating, buddy. See ya. I'm showing you how I Texas rig a worm. I use this stick worm. It's just weightless. That hook, as you'll see in a minute, has a long, I don't know what the top part is called right there where I'm pointing. And so the point of the hook kind of comes out in the middle of the worm, which I kind of like. I like buying those hooks. I believe they're made by VMC, and that's a 5/0 hook, big old hook. Just pull it up on there like that. I go into the body of the worm. I don't come out the back side when I'm fishing in this lake because, as you can see in that background there, there's so much grass and there's so many weeds. Even under the water, there's a lot of weeds and stuff. And if you come through there with anything with a hook on it, it gets hung up just about every time. And I just cast that out there, let it sink a little bit, just jiggle it around a little. But most of the strikes that I have in this lake occur just as soon as that thing hits the water. Even though it's hot summertime, 100 degrees, the fish there they feed like topwater all around the edges. I've fished all around that lake with that stick worm, and as you can see, I gave up on it after catching that one fish. I had one more bite, I think, and never caught another one. So now I'm going to try the old trusty white spinnerbait with a chartreuse zoom split tail trailer on it. That's my favorite split tail. Let me get me a little drink of Gatorade here because it is sweltering out there. Well, as you can see, I had no results with that either. Hey, it is hot. Let's get out of here. Y'all, it's just an unscientifically proven fact. It's hotter when the fish won't bite. Absolutely nothing went right today. Except I have all parts on my boat, on my motor. My prop is not destroyed. None of that, which could have happened, which has happened before. My trolling motor's even working. I didn't even lose a rod. It's a good day. Well, this is going to be more of a devotion video than a fishing video. As you saw, what fishing footage I had didn't even have any audio on it. So the good part is there wasn't much of it. One day it'll be my luck to catch my personal best, and something like that'll be going on. I won't have audio, or the camera's not working or something. I think I'll just sit here in the cool and do a devotional right quick. In the cool. It is hotter than Africa out here. Not only is it about 100 degrees, when I got in the truck, the clouds came, but all morning out there fishing, the sun was just blaring. It was probably 120 degrees in that boat. But
Anyway, and I'm on this medication. I had on my hood and this thing on my face, so that made it even hotter. But I also have H. pylori, which is a bacterial infection in the blood, and I'm on 2 different antibiotics and some other stuff trying to clear that up before I can get the gallbladder issue addressed. But anyway, my gut's just been giving me fits for about the past year. I finally broke down and went to a doctor. That's the way we guys work, isn't it? And sure enough, there was a problem. But thank the Lord, we have found it, and I'm trusting that God is going to help me get it fixed. Hey, so how do you define success? No matter what you do or what your profession is or what your vocation is, how do you define success? Is it how much money you make? Is it how nice of a home you live in? Is it how much land you own? Is it how fancy of a car you drive? Is it how much money you have in the bank or in retirement? That sort of thing. Or is it just happiness? Success can be defined in a whole lot of ways. I want to encourage you not to let the world define your success. Success for you is only as you define success. I'm a perfect example. I make my living singing gospel music. I don't have a set charge when I go and sing in churches. I've never felt really right about that. It's just me. I keep my expenses and my overhead very low in order to be able to go and travel on that policy. Sometimes it comes to bite me a little bit, but 9 times out of 10, more like 29 times out of 30, probably, God surprises me in the other direction, and He speaks to people's hearts, and they give, and churches give, and it keeps me on the road and keeps me able to go and travel anywhere someone calls. I consider that such a huge blessing. What I also consider a huge blessing is that I just mainly do that on the weekends. Most people have the weekends off. I work on the weekends, and I have Monday through Thursday or Friday, sometimes even Saturday off. And I'm with my family. I'm able to fish. I'm able to hunt. I'm able to piddle around the house. I'm able to do office work. I'm able to work on booking dates and that sort of thing. I'm able to lay around the house and do absolutely nothing if I so choose. I consider that just a huge honor. And to me, that is success. Just that peace of mind and not having to go and have a daily grind where I have set a clock every morning and I go up and I report to a boss and have meetings and quotas and sales calls and all of that like I did in a prior life. I don't miss those days at all. And I thank God for having put me in the position that I'm in now. Do I have a big fancy house? No, I do not. Do I drive the nicest automobiles? No. They're pretty much reliable. I keep my wife in a nice vehicle. Always have and always will, good Lord willing. I keep in a very reliable vehicle traveling as I do. I drive about 50 to 60,000 miles a year for business. So I have to have something that is reliable. I also drive a hybrid. I get anywhere between 46 and 52 miles to the gallon, depending on how I drive it. I have had trips that were over 1,000 miles where I averaged over 56 miles per gallon in that car. So that's a huge blessing. Helps keep my costs down as well. But I could have a whole lot more stuff. I would have to work a lot harder, and I would have to be gone from home a lot more and all that sort of thing. I probably, if I worked hard enough, I could probably sing Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, and twice on Sunday. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. It's not because I'm lazy. It's because I'm not greedy. God provides enough. When I left the Kingsman 4 years ago, now a little over 4 years ago, I asked God to help me open enough doors so that I could buy groceries and pay bills, and I would never have any other complaints, and I don't. Am I with a major record label? Do I have a major booking agency? Is my face on the cover of major publications? or major promoters in this industry booking me? Do I have hit songs? Nope, I do not. And guess what? I do not care, because success for me is not defined by those parameters. It may be for you, and if it is, that's fine. That's fine. But today I want to look at, what does the Bible have to say about success? To me, the best example is out of Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11 says, "For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end." English Standard Version says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope." Welfare kind of means like well-being, not like welfare. We think of welfare. But God is saying He knows the plans that He has for us. I have this Bible app, Carta Bible app, which is wonderful, by the way. Out of curiosity, I searched for the word plan. You know, the word plan is not in the King James Bible, not one time. I've said before, if you want to see God's sense of humor, just make plans. I can remember a time when I was in the banking business. I spent 15 years in the banking business in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, before I started singing for a living. And we would have the 401k meetings, and I would get all that set up. And I think I was contributing about as much as I could towards my 401k account. And we had a calculator and all this. And I can remember sitting at my desk and basing on anticipated interest rates, something kind of conservative, if I could get such and such yield on my portfolio and it continued to compound annually. I can remember circling the date on a calendar in my computer that I would become a millionaire. I would have over $1 million in my 401k account. Boy, looking back, that's so humorous to me, because you know what that 401k account is now? It's that right there. And you may think, oh, well, that's terrible, you're a bum. No, I liquidated that 401k account in order to pay off a lot of debt so that I could go and do what I felt was God's calling on my life, which was to sing gospel music all across the country. And I can tell you, God bless that. God bless that. And no, I don't have retirement, other than if Social Security is still around by then, who knows. But my wife, knock on wood, right now does have a good retirement. She's a school teacher, so she has great state retirement. Again, we live within our means, and when the time comes and I'm not able to travel anymore and do what I do now to make a living, I'll find out some other way to do it, or if maybe Social Security will be enough, or maybe I'll be a Walmart greeter. I don't know. Maybe I'll be in heaven in 5 years, 1 year, 5 days, who knows? I just don't put a whole lot of stock in plans, because the best made plans absolutely will just crumble in your hands. So again, in Jeremiah, God is saying He has thoughts for us. I think that means God has plans for us. We don't know what that plan is. But here's the best part. The next verse says, "Then shall ye call upon me, and ye shall go and pray unto me, and I will hearken unto you." And verse 13 says, "And ye shall seek me and find me, when ye shall search for me with all your heart." Y'all, that's all the planning that we need to do. We need to plan not for this life, not for retirement. Let me pause right there. There's nothing wrong with planning for retirement. It's very prudent and very financially wise. If you're in a situation where you're able to do that, you have a young family, that sort of thing, nothing wrong at all for planning for retirement. But just know that all of that may go away one day. And if it does, it's not the end of your world, because our best retirement plans are out of this world. When we trust God, it'll all be taken care of in the end. All right? You remember that, and I hope and pray this helps somebody today. God bless you. Hey, so we were trying to catch a bass or two today. Didn't really work out well. It did. We caught a bass. Not two. We caught a bass. It just wasn't going to happen today. It's super hot out there, and those fish just, they had lockjaw. I don't know really why. But hey, thanks so much for watching. Until next time, I will catch you later. Remember, God loves you, so do I.